Holla ballers, what's going on? I hope you're having a good day. I am finally glad to bring you some Shadow Priest action. Yes, indeed. This is one of my favourite classes of all of Mists of Pandaria, and I have been very much looking forward to doing the 5.4 guide for it, just for having an excuse to play it. There's a couple of things I'm not going to be doing. You can see we have 3 stacks of determination. That is through various reasons. As such, I'm going to be playing a little bit of a good boy, and we'll see how the fight progresses depending on how much extra funsies we decide to have. I'm not going to be multi-dotting. As you can see, I've got Garrosh on focus, so any of you Shadow Priests out there should be having Garrosh on focus. So you see I'm tracking the dots there with him. But I want to be doing my AoE. I don't want to be doing AoE, actually. I'm going to be very, very much a good boy. Where are you stood? Where is that? That's excellent. I don't even have to move. Thank you. I love it when you stand out there. 2 people dead already. Looks like it bodes well, baby. It's going to bode really well. This is going to be fine and dandy. Oh, no. Let's assume it's going to go really well anyway. As you can see, there's a lot of people ignoring things like weapons and whatnot. So I'm being a little bit of a good boy for the moment, but that's okay. The purpose of this video is obviously to teach you about Shadow Priests, and that's what I intend to do. So we've got a very simple priority system with the Shadow Priests, which is what makes it a hell of a lot of fun. We've basically got Devouring Plague right at the top, and then we've got anything that generates Shadow Orbs below it. As such, we can make our decisions very easily. Make sure we're using casts on the move, dotting that while we're in midair. Bit NBA Jam, a bit Kobe Bryant, maybe, but it's important. And once we get over that initial reaction, we have quite a few spells, but in fact, because they're like priority based, what we don't need to do is panic about them and start, you know, worrying about what we're going to cast, where and when. It actually makes sense to us straight off the bat. So now I'm in no man's land, so if you don't mind, I'm going to shimmy my ass back over to here. I'm actually, oh yeah, I'm going to use my Lifeblood there. My actual DPS cooldown is Lifeblood, Herbalism, yo. So I'm not too bothered about it. Where is that Desecrate going to go? Is it going to fall nice? I'm probably just going to... No, it's not. Where are you stood, my friend? That was excellent. I love it. Again, don't have to move. These guys are just being absolute superstars. Refresh my dots on Garrosh. So I would love to be mind-searing. Okay, obviously, if this was any of you guys and you're doing some progress, you would be mind-searing the fuck out of this place right now, and that's absolutely cool. You should be doing that. What I'm doing is just playing, like I say, being good boy a little bit, purely because I don't want to wipe anymore. Now, you can see that scenario there where you've got the Devouring Plague up, but my Mind Blast was off cooldown. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Is your priority is simple. The priority is your Devouring Plague. Because your Shadow Word, your Mind Blast is going to generate more orbs, and if you don't do it correctly, and you try and save it so you can maybe get an extra cheeky one off, what you're going to end up doing, Fade, so useful in this scenario, my god, is what you end up doing is actually missing out on Shadow Orbs. We don't want to do that. Who the fuck wants to miss out on Shadow Orbs? Shadow Orbs are good shit, man. We want as many as we can get in the entire fight. In fact, that is our only goal. Get as many Shadow Orbs as we can in the fight, and we're going to have a good time. So I'm still not comfortable multi-dotting here. I have no issue actually multi-dotting, but I don't want to do it just yet. I just do not trust this environment whatsoever. Phase 2 soon. There's a Desecrate coming. Not bad, not bad. I'm going to use the Halo there. So you can see that sort of diving Halo. And again, using that Devouring Plague. Now, people get mixed up when using Solace Insanity. Like, oh, well, I've got to make sure that my Devouring Plague is, like, in the most perfect place ever. Otherwise, everyone's going to cry and laugh at me. I'm going to refresh because we're about to move. Very important to plan that. I'm actually going to, if I can get it on. Yeah. Got a lovely Devouring Plague on that just before we went off. Cool. Oh, that's awesome. That was lovely. That was absolutely delicious. Love that. So, again, there are a few things I'd like to be doing right now. Where have all my ranged guys gone? Do you see how everybody folds into the middle? I love it. But it's okay not to do those things, right? It's okay not to do those things. It's okay to play the good Samaritan sometimes. It's not like I'm being extra special. The little Prayer of Mending there. This is exactly why we have that Prayer of Mending there. DPSing with Fade on. Get everybody else killed. Love it. Absolutely love it. DPSing with Fade on is always good. Ah, good. The other tank's got it anyway. I'm fine with that. And again, a little trick towards moving. So I want to get down the stairs. So I'm going to move while under the effects of Shadow Word Death. So I'm already downstairs by the time it's done. That's excellent. Now, I'm actually going to use my Vampiric Embrace here. I'm always looking for environments, and it changes depending on what content you're doing. So obviously in an environment where I'm doing LFR, So a lot of the tools that I have in my bag, I don't have to worry too much about my rotation. It's very simple. Keep your dots on. Prioritize things that give you shadow orbs. Blah, blah, blah. Easy, easy. I'm looking for where to make myself extra useful. Where is the best place for me to regularly be casting things like Vampiric Embrace? I'm even going to be a bit of a boss now and do that. Just run out and get a powerful shadow orb. Awesome. Do something no one else in the raid is going to do. Redot. Devouring Plague on the move. Move back to where I should be. Hopefully I'll get the Desecrate on me. That would be lovely. Nope, it's on Trolley Dolly. Where the hell is Trolley Dolly? Where you at, bro? Oh, that sucks. And I'm mind controlled. That was a bad scenario all around. Am I going to get interrupted? Yes! Right. You guys. That's so cool. Oh, I'm casting again, though. Oh, I got it. Yay, horrified. There we go. Thank you, thank you. Let's switch over to our lovely thing. Oh, poor dotting by there. You remember, you still got to judge your dots. You really do. Otherwise, you end up in stupid scenarios like there, where I was dotting and it's not helpful in any way. That entire Vampiric Touch was just awful. Lifeblood. I'm going to stay near these guys. There's hardly any range now. They're all stacking on top of there. You can see the hunters and whatnot there. That's okay. But again, it's about sticking to your rules. I love this. Oh, nicely interrupted, actually. Gonna give him my shadow. I'm doing things here. Alright. I'm doing things that you guys shouldn't do if you were playing a Shadow Priest normal. Probably one of the fallbacks of actually doing something like Garrosh Hellscream LFR is that I'm making decisions you wouldn't ordinarily do, such as using a Devouring Plague on the mind control character because I'm so worried that he won't get broken. Lovely Halo there, just to help counter that Whirling Corruption damage. You can see the amount of healing that's putting out. Not insubstantial, you know. Devouring Plague on. Nice position again for the mind control. Either hopefully it's on me. I got my silence ready, which is awesome. Again, ignoring various things. Okay, so you suck. Give him a fear. I'm going to dot that motherfucker up. Give me 3 deeps. And then back to jobs. I really would love this fight to involve people just staying in the same position. There's not this sort of creeping Jesus kind of situation that goes on here, but that's okay. Desecrate on you. Yeah, that's what happens, you see. So that's a wonderful little... a lovely halo there, just to hit some damage on it. A little bit of damage coming out. I'm not too worried to the point where I'm going to use a Fade for damage reduction. Certainly not at the point of dispersion. Dropping a Fade. Just keeping an eye on the mana a little bit. I'm always wary of where people are going here. I'm actually getting Twist of Fate charges. It sounds like a retarded excuse, but it's completely true. Is you have to kind of try and get those Twisted Fates up. And you might be wondering why I just used a few Vampiric Touches. I was just a little bit wary of my mana. I've more recently noticed I'm very spammy with my mana. And there goes the Vampiric Embrace. See, my mana's very, very low right now. Very, very low. And I want to make sure we're all good. It's using a lot of spells, a lot of switch casting. A lot of trying to be the nice guy isn't always the best, especially for your mana. I actually tried to use a Prayer of Mending there, but I didn't have the mana for it. Whey! I'm still keeping shields on myself. This defensive style of play does come punishing, which I think is something that we need to bear in mind with the Shadow Priest, is you can get punished a little bit. I really don't mind that either. I think that's pretty cool. Oh, I was almost a super bro then. Alright, Desecrate first. We'll circle around the outside. Hope it's on me. It's not. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to be a little bit of a bro and move in for the mind control for exactly that. Okay? A little bit of raid. It's a bit raidy to do that. I'm still casting, by the way, but still. Moving into the raid for that, I think, is well worth it. Just to make sure everything's happy and safe. So again, I'm going to use the Halo. Once I actually get the mana to cast it. A little bit of mana trouble now. Not too bothered about it, though. My Vampiric Touch is going to start ticking very nicely. I've actually got Shadow Fiend, so no big deal. Oh, that Desecrate, though, dude. Not ideal, was it, friend? No, it was not. There's Void Tendrils on him. Again, moving back to my main target. Silence on him. I always dot these characters. I know a lot of people are like, you shouldn't dot these guys. You shouldn't dot these guys, blah, 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 blah. Fact is, a lot of times people do not DPS them at all. And therefore doing maximum DPS is actually not a bad decision. Now, where is that weapon? Alright, there's the Halo, just to counteract that little touch. Still using that Devouring Plague on the move. But I'm actually aiming to get over here. Again, priority system. This is the wonderful thing about the Shadow Priest. This is what I particularly love. Is that I can make these decisions that ultimately are better. I'm going to move in here for the mind control. Still focusing on the weapon. I'm actually going to give him a Devouring Plague. Silence him. Just Mind Flame down. Let the Devouring Plague do most of the damage. I've skipped us ahead a little bit. It was all getting a bit... Oh, let's just say it. It was getting a little bit boring doing the same old stuff. It's actually a very long fight. That was the main reason behind it. Oh my god. You, my friend. I've actually taken to using my my God-given right to Devouring Plague. I've given it to my friends here. It's actually worked out pretty well so far. I'm going to shield. I'm trying to get a good Desecrate position. But this is the power of the Shadow Priest. This is what it's all about. The Shadow Priest is purely designed to be so useful and so powerful. Constantly. There's never a time, although they may not be putting out the best DPS in the world right now, and a lot of people will be like, well, Warlocks, Warlocks, Warlocks. You're not gonna deny that, you know, other classes are perhaps doing better. There's silence for you. Oh, you got excellent. I'm actually gonna fear here rather than anything. There we go. Finish that. And we're going into the final phase here, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about rotation. It's the lovely style of, quite simply, I'm trying to get some desk. I keep thinking about what I'm going to be doing next, which is a great tip. This is how you should be playing all your ranged DPS, guys. Is how are you best using yourself here? How are you best doing that? How are you best serving the raid as a faithful servant of the raid? This is by putting your Devouring Plague on people. And trying to get them out of my control more than anything. That's the point. The Shadow Priest just stands on its own 2 feet. Lots of people will complain about it. A lot of a long time Shadow Priests will feel like their moment in the sun has been and gone. Which is sad. Not entirely untrue though. Especially for Mr. Pandaria. Is, you know, perhaps we had a time where it was better. Ooh. Silence on you, my friend. I think we can clear you quickly. I don't need to Devouring Plague you either, which is excellent. So the style of play is just this, yeah? We're playing in a way that makes us work, and I can't even afford the mana. I've been doing that much in this raid. I've been doing that goddamn much. I can't even Shadow Word Pain. That says it all. That's actually just purely down to utility more than anything. Purely down to utility. Making sure we're using all our hybrid spells on cooldown. And that has put us in that environment. But that's okay. That's okay, because we contributed a hell of a lot to this kill. That we're likely to get now. We thought about what we were doing, and it's paid off in the long run because we've got the kill. And there was a lot of times where being a Shadow Priest actually came in very handy there. Whether it was just Void Tendriling, whether it was simply providing something towards the healing, whether it was just doing something other than just straight up DPS. And a lot of people will love this kind of utility. They will thrive on the fact that the rotation and the style of play gives you so much freedom that you can in fact afford to play that way. And we didn't do bad. 100k DPS on this geared character. Not bad at all. Have a great evening, guys. I'll see you again. Bye.